Hi there, today we visit Latvia. Latvia, officially known as the Republic of Latvia, is a country in the Baltic region of Northern Europe. It is one of the Baltic states, and is bordered by Estonia to the north, Lithuania to the south, Russia to the east, Belarus to the southeast, and shares a maritime border with Sweden to the west. The national flag of Latvia was used by independent Latvia from 1918 until the country was occupied by the Soviet Union in 1940. Its use was suppressed during Soviet rule. On February 27, 1990, shortly before the country regained its independence, the Latvian government readopted the traditional red-white-red flag. Riga is the capital of Latvia. Being significantly larger than other cities of Latvia, Riga is the country's primate city. It is also the largest city in the three Baltic states, and is home to 1/10 of the three Baltic states' combined population. The city lies on the Gulf of Riga, at the mouth of the Daugava River, where it meets the Baltic Sea. Riga's historical center is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, noted for its Art Nouveau or Jugendstil architecture and 19th century wooden architecture. Riga was the European Capital of Culture in 2014, along with Umeå in Sweden. Riga hosted the 2006 NATO Summit, the Eurovision Song Contest 2003, the 2006 IIHF Men's World Ice Hockey Championships, 2013 World Women's Curling Championship, and the 2021 IIHF World Championship. It is home to the European Union's Office of European Regulators for Electronic Communications, BEREC. In 2017, it was named the European Region of Gastronomy. Latvia joined the European Union in 2004 and adopted the euro on January 1, 2014. Latvia covers an area of 64,589 square kilometers. The current population of Latvia is 1,851,283 as of March 2022, based on Worldometer elaboration of the latest United Nations data. Latvian is an Eastern Baltic language, belonging to the Balto-Slavic branch of the Indo-European language family, spoken in the Baltic region. It is the language of Latvians, and the official language of Latvia, as well as one of the official languages of the European Union. Dievs, svētī Latviju. God Bless Latvia is the national anthem of Latvia. Created in 1873 as a patriotic song, it did not gain official status until 1920. The music and lyrics were written in 1873 by Kārlis Baumanis, a teacher who was part of the young Latvian nationalist movement. One of the symbols often associated with Riga, especially its old part, is a rooster. The Riga rooster is a vigilant defender against evil, and with his morning song he can drive away all bad things. Legend tells that the Riga rooster, which adorns the top of the oldest church spires in the capital city of Riga, serves as a weather vane, and to guide visitors into the city. Since Riga has always been a port city, for many centuries its economic activity depended on the weather conditions, and the weather vanes were a tool for getting a weather forecast on a daily basis. Venta Rapid is a waterfall on the Venta River in Kuldeep, Latvia. It is the widest waterfall in Europe at 249 meters, and becomes as wide as 270 meters during spring floods. The height of the falls varies from 1.80 to 2.20 meters, depending on the level of water in the river. 240 meters from the waterfall is located the famous Kuldeep Brick Bridge. It was built in 1874, and is the longest operating brick bridge in Europe. Built to the building standards of the time, it is wide enough for 2 carriages to pass. It is 8 meters wide, and its length is 164 meters. It was modeled after the bridge on Moselle River in Germany, that was erected at the time of Roman Empire. In about 1640, Jacob Kettler devised an interesting way of fishing. He ordered 100 large wicker baskets, and had fishing weirs carved into the bedrock. During seasonal spawning, salmon and sturgeon attempted to overcome the height of the waterfall by jumping into the air. The fish that failed to overcome the waterfall were swept by the current back into the canals and ended up in the hanging baskets. Kulvik used to be called the town where one can catch salmon in the air. The salmon and sturgeon in the river disappeared long ago. Nowadays, mostly the vimba is fished. However, fishing is prohibited during the spawning season. Latvia ranked as the second greenest country in the EU, largely due to an abundance of natural resources, freshwater and forests, as well as producing a relatively low amount of greenhouse gases, per capita, 6 tons, and having the second lowest consumption of non-renewable energy in the group, 1.4 tons of oil equivalent per capita. The first evidence of decorated trees, associated with Christmas Day, are trees in guild halls decorated with sweets, to be enjoyed by the apprentices and children. In Livonia, present-day Estonia and Latvia, in 1441, 1442, 1510 and 1514, the Brotherhood of Blackheads erected a tree for the holidays in their guild houses, in Raval, now Tallinn, and Riga. On the last night of the celebrations, leading up to the holidays, the tree was taken to the town hall square, where the members of the Brotherhood danced around it. Karosta is a former Russian Imperial and Soviet naval base on the Baltic Sea, which today is a neighborhood in Liepāja, Latvia. It is a very popular place for tourists and artists, since there are unique sights and interesting places, such as the scenic seascapes with partially blasted fortresses on the Baltic shore. The Kayat 2 Artists Center was established in 2000 and acts as a frame for many cultural activities by local and foreign artists who come to Karosta. The army headquarters include Tsar-era mansions used by admirals, a palace for the Tsar, reportedly only used once, an impressive Russian Orthodox naval cathedral, as well as underground bunkers and abandoned storehouses. Soviet-era buildings include many rows of block housing. At its height, Karosta was home to over 20,000 people. Karosta Military Prison has now been converted into a museum, open May to September, and it is possible to spend the night in the guardhouse, check-in as a prisoner would have been. The white wagtail was recognized as the national bird in 1965, when the Latvian Society for Nature and Monument Protection and other ornithologists chose it as a widely known bird in the country, which is also often glorified in Latvian folklore. The Latvian national flower is the paiton, or daisy. This common wildflower blossoms in June, just in time to be woven into festive wreaths for the midsummer festivities. The oak and linden are male and female figures in Latvian folklore and popularly viewed as the national trees of Latvia. Pelēkie zirņi or speķi is the national dish of Latvia. This type of stew is made with local gray peas, similar to chickpeas, fried onions, and diced speck. The dish was invented when locals used their supplies of dried and preserved food. Here are some beautiful visuals from Latvia. Enjoy! Thank you for joining us in our journey to explore our world. We hope to see you again. Please subscribe.